Hi, it's Psychic Cynthia here. And beloved soul, do not despair. Walk with me for a bit on this winter day while I tell you about how the cosmic energies are shifting. Do not despair. If you've been feeling like you've been in fog, walking around in a daze, or just confused, or if you've been feeling heavy or overwhelmed lately, maybe a lot of emotions, which emotions come in a whole range, but maybe a lot of the heavy, confusing emotions lately. Maybe you've been feeling that. A lot of stuff coming up from the past, maybe. Perhaps tears have been flowing and you've been cleansing. And this is all part of the cosmic process, part of what needs to happen. Yes, don't give up, don't despair. It's all getting ready to shift. So, coming up this Friday, starting on March 20th, we're going to have Mercury retrograde in Pisces, station direct. Mercury is starting to go direct this Friday. Mercury in Pisces, and it's been a heavy one. Mercury in Pisces is one of the heaviest ones. It can really take you down into the snarls and tangles of emotionality, of depression, of confusion. And yeah, you're coming back up. The Leviathan is releasing its grip on you, okay? Starting this Friday. And how cool is it that Mercury's going direct on the same day that the sun is entering Aries, the equinox. It's the spring equinox where we're at, and I can't wait because we keep going back and forth from at least 3 seasons here. And in 1 week we've had 70s and 10 degrees, and I guess we're supposed to have 90s by the end of the week, and on the day of the equinox, which is kind of insane here, but I live in Kansas, so we're used to insane weather. We're used to 4 seasons all in one day, and then some other seasons that I don't even know what they are. And really, you know, this whole thing about the seasons rotating, that's how it's been lately with Mercury retrograde in Pisces. It's been, you know, Pisces, it is the last sign, so it combines all the feelings and all the stories and all the experiences and the knowledge of all the other signs, and sometimes that's too much for a human being to handle. Do I have any Pisces out there? Do you feel me? Do you probably understand how all that you have inside of you, if you're born during that time, you have all the experiences of all the rest of us. You know, you're not here to just focus on one thing other than, you know, focusing on feeling and bringing beauty into the world, I guess. I think that's part of Pisces. Yeah, but we've all been experiencing some of that entanglement. You know, we're just been big balls of emotion lately and feeling, and there's a lot of intuition that can come through with this Mercury in retrograde that we're still in, as I'm feeling. But in order to access the intuition, in order to really see clearly with that higher vision, you do have to rise up out of the emotional body for a moment. You know, the emotions can still be there, but we have to realize that we're not our emotions, that our emotions, they are an experience that flows through us, and that what we are, the soul essence, is something that can encompass emotion, but is so much more. And that too is part of the journey and the lesson of Pisces. So anyway, if you've been struggling with it, you know, maybe feeling overwhelmed, and heck, I know there's a lot happening in the world. There's a lot to legitimately feel discouraged or depressed about. I get that. So just look to that date of March 20th as the beginning of an upliftment, of a freeing, you know, a day when that heaviness in your heart can start to just break apart a little, when the light can come flowing in, and it will get better. It may not happen all at once, by the way, okay? This Tuesday, so a few days before, you know, this positive shifts, these 2 shifts I'm talking about, the equinox and Mercury going direct. So we're going to have the new moon in Pisces on Tuesday. I think that's the 17th Is that right? Maybe, yes, 17th. Or is it the 18th? Okay, anyway, midweek. See, there's that Mercury retrograde in Pisces. I probably got on a sheet of paper. I mean, I'm usually very sharp with my dates. And I don't, here, I got a little piece of paper. I can hardly read my handwriting. But anyway, this week, yeah, we're going to have that new moon in Pisces, late Pisces. I think it's about 28 degrees on Tuesday. And that might temporarily increase some of those heavy feelings. But just know that by the end of this week, relief is coming. You know, the heaviness is starting to break up. You can start to shed that heavy mantle. And you know, one of the things that when we're under the effect of Pisces, or when we're vibrating with, you know, all that feeling sensitivity nature of Pisces and even the confusion, one of the things that can be very helpful is healing music. You know, music that lifts you up, that soothes you, different frequencies, different tones. And I really recommend, well, there's a lot of different music that can be healing. Any of the types of, I call it shaman music, the medicine music, the drums, the flutes, and handpan, bells or gongs, any different types of, you know, healing frequencies. These things can be very helpful right now to help you remember who you really are, to help you remember that you are, you know, you are not just all the bundles of feelings you're feeling right now, but you are also the fire inside. That's what's coming back with the sun entering Aries, with the spring equinox. You are the fire. You are the new beginning. You have the hope in you. Just like all these plants that are coming back to life here, even though it got down to 10 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, or something like that last night. It's amazing. Some of them are still alive. I guess that's the magic of the fairy garden, because that doesn't even make sense. But yeah, you have that fire, that divine energy within you. And you just need to find your way back to it, okay? And these cosmic shifts, these transits I'm talking about, you know, these are things happening in the sky and in the cosmos, and as above, so below. The inner light in you follows that external light that is expressed through the planets, which of course they're expressing the inner light of the divine too. So yes, it's time to realign with that. Please plan some celebration for yourself this weekend, something small, even just some delight. And in the meantime, and even after, continue to listen to healing music. There's more power and beauty and just positive energy and music than any form of spoken wisdom or knowledge. I do believe that. I have experienced that. So yes, work with the healing frequencies, the tones. If you feel so inclined, you can do chanting, singing beautifully. And it's beautiful if it comes from you. Don't worry if you're not a trained singer. Your own voice is one of your healing tools. So anyway, yeah, work with those tools. And the fog is lifting, starting this Friday. The cloak of heaviness is beginning to shed. Now, as I said before, it won't happen all at once. It will take you some time to heal, to not just heal, but to come back to a higher energy. I mean actual physical energy, vitality, motivation, inspiration. So, you know, give yourself, I would say, up to a month at least, well, however long you need, actually. But well, think of it this way. The Mercury will be in its post-retrograde storm until about March 28th. And really, it continues on into the shadow. I think that's April 9th. I should look at my paper. Excuse me. I guess it's April 9th. Yep. Good memory. So, yes, between now and April 9th, especially between the equinox, March 20th and April 9th, we are coming back to life, like the dandelions that are now blooming in my yard. I hope you can see some of them as I'm walking. I really don't know. And there's all kinds of other early flowers too. And Like all these flowers that are bursting up, even though it's quite cold out right now where I'm at. They don't care. They know it's time. They know that the cosmic reset is happening. So it's happening for you. It's time. Lift up out of the fog. Let that fire, that internal inspiration, that internal desire, let it propel upward again. And yeah, if you need some help getting uplifted, turn to music, turn to singing. Turn to the healing frequencies. And if you haven't already, I do have some videos you can check out on my various channels. I do hand pan sometimes, so check out some of my hand pan. And more importantly, play your own music. Enjoy it. So until next time, I'm sending you bright blessings and much love, and I'm really looking forward to the time of shedding this heavy mantle of confusion and despair, and shedding the heaviness that we've all been going through, throwing off that cloak and becoming more free and happy again. Bright blessings.